Shalom, Akim Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to start by giving infinite honors and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Harachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Shalom. All right, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All right. And the title of this lesson is, Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. All right. And those plagues that are drawing nigh on the planet Earth by via famine, pestilence, wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places. All right. And ultimately, we know that these things are birth pains coming upon the world. All right. These things are ultimately scourges for amendment. All right. To render America destroyed and to deliver the house of Israel, the Lord's hopeful elect, scattered across the four corners. So the things that we're seeing in the earth, all right, are merely birth pains for our deliverance. All right. For that man-child Yahweh Shai to be brought forth and deliver his chosen seed. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son. All right. And we're ultimately prophesying the coming of our Lord, man, Yahweh Shai. All right. That woman being Israel, bringing forth these prophecies through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Because we go out on the highways and byways, we foretell of the coming of whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. We foretell of the things that ultimately are going to happen before his coming via these plagues, famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. Ultimately, that third World War III, right? All these things are written throughout the great book. All right, as is written, Lamentations, Mournings, and Woes, ultimately prophesying the destruction of America, not to take the charagma and fear Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, so it says, 2nd Ezra 16 and 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her wound. With pains when the child come forth, they slack not a moment. And we're seeing those birth pains come upon this world, man. All right. And a part of those birth pains, what we've been seeing quite recently, I have a couple of them pulled up on the screen. This is an article from straightarrownews.com. It says, Russian cyber attack hits U.S. government agencies. June 16th rundown. And we received basically a mass alert. All right. Notifying residents of Louisiana, I believe it's maybe Oklahoma, a couple different states and whatnot, but particularly Louisiana, all right, residents have been under a cyber attack. They notified the Office of Motor Vehicles, basically telling them that residents have been, their information has been compromised and made vulnerable, all right, to hackers. Social security numbers, birth dates, license plate numbers, things like that, man. So we're being targeted at a global level, okay? And ultimately it's prophesied, as the Lord said, 2nd Ezra 16 and 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child come forth, they slack not a moment. Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. You see? So these things aren't slack, man. That's why you're seeing a downward slope of events, a spiraling of events, because these plagues, all right, are sent as scourges for amendment, ultimately to render America destroyed. All right. And the society is being broken down. Isaiah 24 and 10 tells you that the city of confusion is broken down. There's a cry for wine in the streets. All the houses are shut up, that no man may come in. You read that in the NLT, it says, joy is banned in the land. Gladness is banned in the land, man. So we're seeing that via these different plagues. And this is another one of them. It says, Russian cyber attack hits U.S. government agencies June 16 rundown. It says a global cyber attack linked to a Russian ransomware group has targeted U.S. government agencies such as the Office of Motor Vehicles, DMV. Okay. It says, and deadly tornadoes tore through the Texas Panhandle. These stories and more highlight the rundown for Friday, June 16, 2023. You see, so you also had deadly tornadoes that tore through Texas, man. There's a power outage right now. All right. Thousands are without power right now, man. All right. They reported some casualties and many are injured. All right. But this is just another plague from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And as it said, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So you're seeing this happen amidst, at the same time, simultaneously as a cyber attack, man. A power outage is going on. So this is ultimately all by design, man. Revelation 12:12 tells you that the devil shall come down with great wrath because he know it. He had a short time left. So Esau Edom is working towards implementing the charagma. Revelation 13-16, man. All right. He's working behind the scenes. All right. As the scriptures tell you. All right. In that darkness, he's working in the darkness, ultimately practicing these things to fulfill his agenda, man. All right. And this is another one of his attacks, man. So it says a global cyber attack has hit several U.S. government agencies. U.S. officials say a Russian ransomware group is to blame. According to national security, the ransomware group compromised a vulnerability in a widely used software. That software makes it convenient for government and businesses to move large files. Right. So basically, we were given an alert saying that our information had been compromised and what we should do to take steps to ultimately try to protect our information. Louisiana residents, they told us basically that you should go and check your credit report and make sure no one's try to file any tax returns in your name and things of that nature. But this is all biblical, all right? These things are ultimately going to happen simultaneously like a domino effect, okay, to turn this place into worse than a third world country, man, all right? Break this city down, man, all right? Babylon, Revelation, the 18th chapter, tells you that her sins have reached on to heaven, man. Roughly paraphrasing, right? And it tells you that the Most High had remembered her sins. This is Revelation 18:4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. The Lord's people are the Israelites. All right. But the Lord is going to deliver his elect. All right. In this third war destruction, man, this nuclear destruction. He's going to deliver them out of it. All right. 2/3 of our people of the nation of Israel, they're going to be condemned on this side, man. All right. They're going to do the will of the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan, who is Esau Edom. So it says, Revelation 18:4 again, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that ye receive not of her plagues. And that's going into coming out of this place spiritually. Scriptures tell you in Hebrews that we have no continuous city, but we desire a better country. So we got to come out of this place spiritually. All right. That's not talking about getting your passport and trying to evade out of this captivity and go overseas and trying to leave the country. No, man. Ultimately, wherever you go, the Lord's judgment is there. The Lord controls, all right, good and evil, life and death. So wherever you go, the Lord's judgment is there. You can't escape the Lord's judgment. All right, that's talking about spiritually come out of this place. Renew your mind. Don't be a partaker in the false idol worship. All right. Don't be a partaker in idolatry, which is Babylon is full of it. It says Revelation 18:5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord had remembered her iniquities. So the Lord had remembered your iniquities, Babylon. All right. Although you try to mask it with the false flag attempting, try to stir the inhabitants up in their minds and tell them that ultimately you have, as it says, a ransomware group compromising, all right, this information. We know, all right, who controls who the earth, who the hands that the earth was given into, man. the hands of the wicked. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. All right, so we know who's ruling in the darkness right now on the left-hand side, and that's Esau. Edom. Proverbs 21:1 tells you that the king's heart is in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So whether it be Russia, America, China, North Korea, Iran, all right, so on and so forth. Any of those nations, from the greatest down to the least of them, the Lord controls their minds. The Lord controls their thoughts. So ultimately, the Lord is controlling Esau, Edom, all right, to fulfill the Lord's will, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, which is to ultimately destroy Babylon and deliver the hopeful elect. So it says, let's read on. It says, impacted institutions include U.S. Department of Energy, multiple Johns Hopkins hospitals, the University of Georgia British Airway, the Minnesota Department of Education. Officials suspected there could be hundreds of more companies affected, according to U.S. cybersecurity officials. No federal data has been leaked so far in the hack, but they've leaked state data, all right, of these different citizens of the state, because let me see if I can get it. Basically, they, let's see, saved, let's see. I'm going to just type in cyber, and it should pop up by Louisiana. There you go. LA security officials explain cyber attack. See if there's any. Okay, let's go back to another one. There it goes. Let's see if there's some information on this. It says, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. LA leaders are recommending that residents who have a state driver's license, state identification card, or car registration take steps to protect hackers from accessing their credit. One major step that is recommended is to freeze access to your credit information. Links to do that with all 3 credit bureaus are provided below. So this also was targeted towards Louisiana, man. And on the other side of that as well, you have what? As that article mentioned, you have thousands without power at this current time during this cyber attack. So you have information that's being compromised as well as people without power. And it could even become national, man. National power outages. And that's what it's going to turn to, man. And the scriptures tell you about that. Let me get this real quick, because this happened in ancient Egypt. Let me bring this out really first, because this happened in ancient Egypt as well. But the Lord tells you this in 2nd Esdras. Get it really quick. This is 2nd Esdras 15:11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand. Verse 10, I'll start at 10. 2nd Esdras 15:10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Right? The Lord is not going to suffer us to dwell here for much longer, man. Look at this place. This is spiritual Egypt. All right? Spiritual Sodom, spiritual Gomorrah. That's talking about America. So even though it seems like, man, all these hell is about to break loose, the Lord is going to make some order out of it. All right? So it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. You see? So it's not talking about ancient Egypt right here. It's talking about a spiritual Egypt. All right? Which is America. America operates under that bondage system. It's the house of bondage spiritually. It said, smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And the Lord is going to ultimately do that. And we're seeing that through these different plagues, power outages, tornadoes, hurricanes, cyber attacks, all right, hackers, earthquakes in diverse places. All right, this is Exodus 10. I'm going to start at 20. It says, but the Lord hardens Pharaoh's heart, his mind, so that he would not let the children of Israel go. Right, and you seeing these things go on. You see it just as it was in ancient Egypt. You see Pharaoh, all right? You see him operating in that left-hand sorcery magic, all right, with his prognosticators, his astrologers, his magicians, all right? And then you have Yahweh Bashim Yahushua hardening his heart with these different plagues, man, all right? And ultimately, these plagues are sent on to Pharaoh, sent on to this society, sent on to the king of Egypt, all right, and the rulers thereof, as scourges for amendment, ultimately for us to be delivered, man. For Egypt, spiritual Egypt, to see the power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. So it says, Exodus 10:21, and the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. Right, and that's ultimately a sign that in these different times when these plagues are going on, we're going to have that light. We're going to have truth. We're going to have resources. We're going to have knowledge, wisdom. We're going to have these prophecies. Isaiah 33:6 says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. It tells you in the book of let me get it really quick. This is Psalms 119, 105. It says, I'm going to start at 104. Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way. None, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. You see? So the word is a light for us. We're going to have this word. We're going to have light in our dwellings. Matthew 25th chapter goes into that oil. We got to keep our oil burning through these different prophecies, seeing what the Lord is doing on the planet Earth. All right. Filtering it through prophecy. All right. Knowing the times that we're in the season for deliverance, man. All right. 2023, the hopeful year that all the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahushua come to pass. And this is one of them. Thousands without power in the wake of storms in Louisiana, Texas. A complex of storms producing winds gusting of 60 to 80 miles per hour rolled through Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas. Late Thursday night, the strong wind downed numerous trees around the area, resulting in widespread power outages. Now, this storm has come in. We know the system that Esau uses, all right, to push these different storms, these different floods, hurricanes, all right, left-handed wickedness. But ultimately, the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua control it. The left hand and the right hand, man. Good and evil. All right, so he's controlling you, Esau, ultimately to destroy Egypt and deliver his hopeful elect, all right, out of the nation of Israel. And this is just a small, all right, another small checkpoint for us, man, to show you that, hey, man, this society is coming to an end. Serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Seek the Lord while he may be found. I'm going to say Sama, Yasha'Allah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one Lord, Yahweh. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessings to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Kwam Yasha'Allah, Shabbat Shalom.